right, everybody, welcome back to another guide. All right, so a lot of people seem to find the weapon kit guide pretty useful. So here we go, part two, how to actually fix the stupid things. So let's see here. I got here a fucked up gun and a fucked up pistol. And hopefully by the end of this, we're going to fix them all. We're going to fix them both today. So when you go to fix your weapon and stuff in this game, there's a couple things you want to be aware of first. So the first thing you want to do is you want to right click it and you want to check on it. And you want to scroll down to here and you're going to want to see what repair kit it takes. So this one needs the Army Rifle Kit, Universal Kit to repair it, or any of these ones. But you'll notice that these guns that I have sitting in here, they require the Advanced Repair Kit. And I haven't got that yet because I haven't gotten an Advanced or Expert Toolkit to trade up for yet. So that's why all these guns are sitting here, because I actually can't repair them fully yet. I could, well, I can't even replace the parts actually, because you need the kit to work on them in the workbench. So yeah. So there's like 3 tiers of guns. There's going to be basic, and this one's like as basic as it gets, I guess. Handguns kind of played by a different rule. But anyways, you want to make sure that you can actually fix it. And I have access to these, so I can. Now, beyond that, one other thing you want to check on is if you go here to guide, you go down to the manual, and then you go down to traders. It's my helmet's a little cracked, but you want to read down here and see what faction you belong to, because what faction you belong to is important, because that, you know, with these NATO factions, that's what it says here. These factions are going to sell 5.56 and other NATO type weapons. And then these Warsaw factions are going to be, you know, Russian, Eastern European themed gear and stuff. So what that means is if you're trying to fix a NATO M4, but you're one of these Warsaw factions, your trader might not have the parts for the gun as available as the other ones would have. So the reason I bring that up is because right now we're going to go look at the trader, and I'm going to show you guys how we would go about fixing the gun here after I eat some food. All right. So before we get to that part, there's one last thing to mention. And this will save us a trip from running back here. So you probably have seen from the other guides and stuff, or read it from people talking. People are like, oh, you want to disassemble everything, you want to grab the good shit, blah, 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 right? Okay, that's true. Now, what I try to do is I try to, whenever I kill someone, I hover over the gun like this, and then I look at the bottom and I look for any components that are like at 50% or greater, and then I take them. And that's why you see most of these, the ones that are stacked and stuff, they have pretty high HP. Sometimes I don't get it perfect, but it doesn't matter. But anytime you get parts with like durability like that, like halfway or more, definitely pick it up. Because what we're looking out for is we want to find parts ideally that have 60% or higher condition, because that's going to save us a lot of money if we can use just a file to fix them instead of one of these. So this part repair kit is going to be the #1 thing that enables you to fix any gun, but it's incredibly expensive. But we'll take one of these with us just so we can show us how to do it. Now, what I usually do is, because I have all these parts saved up, this saves me quite a bit of money, because I can actually come here and I can see if I have any parts that are able to apply to the guns I want to fix. So if I come over to here, that's actually my personal pistol. So we're going to fix this one today. So if I come over here and I go down my parts and I hover over them, it'll actually highlight exactly what parts I need to fix. So looking at the bottom of the gun screen here at the components that are broken, it looks like we have 29, 30, and 5 HP parts. So we're going to need to repair all 3 of them. So looking at the first one, the barrel, I happen to have a barrel right here, 100% condition. So I'll drag and drop that. And then looking at the next part, I have no idea what the fuck that would mean, but looking at how damaged things are, this one's orange, the other one's red. So this is the recoil spring. So I got a few of these right here. So I'm going to take them, even though that one's not completely fixed. So we're going to have to touch it up. And then the last part, the trigger mechanism. And I've got a perfect one here. So now let's go look at the spring assembly. And lucky for us, the spring assembly is actually 66% condition. So we're not even going to have to use a part repair kit for this one. We can actually just use the file to touch it up. I guess not. I guess not. Hold on. Oh, it's a multi-tool plus this. Well, that's a surprise. I don't know. But hey, whatever, guys. If you hover over, I figured that out because I hovered over it and it highlights what parts can interact with it. I think, actually, I have no idea why that happened the way it did, but I think it's because of what type of part it is. Anyways, whatever you can do to avoid using one of these is what you should be doing, because each one of these dots is the amount of uses it has. And yeah, it's super expensive for very little uses. Anyways, now that we've done that, now we got to slap it into the gun. So this gun's actually going to be done by the end of this already. So we go over here, we go to this one. It must mean work on or repair or something, right? And then we want to click on each part individually and click on the parts that we just fixed by their 100%. And then you need to have one of these kits on you. If you don't have a kit here, the kit that it requires, then this will not be clickable. I don't know why it says 5 here, but this repair should only take 1 to 3 charges out of this kit. And it seems to have only taken 1 charge out. That. Anyways, so if we look at the gun now, we see all the parts are 100%, but the condition is still 26%, of course. So if we hover over this, we can see what we can use. We could use this or this. I think we can use this, right? Yeah, we could use this, but that would be a gigantic waste of a toolkit for no reason. So we're going to want to look at these things here. So these numbers represent how much they can heal. So because it's 26%, we can't use this to fix it. So we've actually got to use this 10 one to touch it up a little bit. All right, now we should be able to use the 30%er one. And you always want to use whichever one you can that is the highest number, because I believe so anyways, they're cheaper than the alternatives. So, you know, you gotta save those rubles, man. And yeah, it's 20% fixed now or whatever. Or sorry, 70% fixed, 80% fixed. I'm not gonna top it off to 100, guys. I'm not actually gonna use that gun just yet. So anyways, but that's an example of how to fix it. It's fixed now. Perfect. I take these parts, I put them back in for later. But let's say that I didn't have the extra parts and I needed to fix them, and you could use this to fix it, like I was saying. And this uses 1 charge of the super expensive kit, but will instantly repair the part to 100%. So, you know, it's an option. Actually, let's keep that on us because we might need it for the next step. So as I'm doing this, I'm also going to repair my armor to show you guys that after the guns, because I have to anyways. But let's now go over to the trader. So first off, I'm gonna grab all the parts I need, just in case the trader doesn't actually have any, and that'd be a huge waste of my time, I guess. Here we are. So say, for example, you were just fixing your first gun and you didn't have the huge stash of parts that I have. So what you'd want to do is you'd want to get the gun, and you want to come over to this guy, and of course he sells guns parts, right? But does he sell your gun part? And then that's the real question, because for this NATO gun, there's not even a 5.56 barrel available. So it's a good thing that I brought one for my stash. But if we hover over it, you'll see that there's no gun parts available. But if we were to hover over my AK, well, there's only 1. But 1's better than 0. And this is just to show you that this is a Warsaw Pact trader. he's not going to really have any NATO stuff. If I wanted to get NATO stuff, I'd have to go over to the ecologists and get it from them because they're the only ones that aren't hostile to military. But I won't be able to buy it from them because their traders are low level. So I'll have to do their quests and get their goodwill up, as well as giving them toolkits to unlock their supply levels and stuff. So it's a whole ordeal. But if we hover over this, we also see the parts that we need to fix this. Now, this isn't for the gun. This is to fix the parts in the gun. So it's not going to show that we need that. But if we come over to these parts here, all the parts that are going to fit in the gun, we will need them. So, and you can see some of the parts are fixed by the file here. And then it looks like this part needs or can be fixed by a ramrod as well, which is pretty much the same thing as a file. But anyways, so this part repair kit has 4 uses and costs 35,000 rubles. So you're basically buying the gun at that point. And that's why we want parts already. That's why we want to loot parts that are already above 60%, because this file is only 1,350 rubles, or however much it is from the trader. Well, it is that much from trader. We're looking at it. So that's 35 times less money you're going to have to spend. You can just find the part that's already in a workable or above 60% fixable condition. Okay. Anyways, we got all the shit we need. So let's take a look at some of the stuff we can fix. You can just hit the file and see nothing above 60%, not surprising. And since that's the case, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to look at this. Now I have 4 repairs available. I'm also not worried about the rules. So let's just fix that. I like to fix the stuff with the lowest condition first, because then at least, you know, the parts that go in the gun, they won't be totally bad. Anyways, definitely don't want to disassemble it. So when I go to replace all the parts in the gun, I just take everything out, equip the gun, and then we're going to want to, you know, this makes it easy. It's obvious which ones go in the gun, but just do that, and then click on it. Make sure you click the one that is fully healed, because I'm pretty sure it sometimes auto select the ones that are broken if you just drag and drop. All right, so yeah, we're half done. So I'm going to use his vice because I gave him the toolkits, so this one should qualify. Yeah, it's all unlocked here. So the reason I came to the toolkit is because now we have to replace the barrel, which requires here, and we're not going to prepare that right now, but you need to use the workbench to take the barrel out. Now you'll see, like I was mentioning earlier, I don't have an army rifle kit on me, so I'm not able to actually do anything about it, even though I have the tools unlocked, just because that's not how it works, I guess. He likes to take your money. So let's go over here and let's buy one. 19,000 rubles. Wow, it's actually cheaper than the parts repair kit. Good to know. But in this game, you're always going to be poor. So here we go. Go ahead and slap the brand new barrel in. I could swap this out if I wanted to. Very interesting. Let's actually take a look real quick. What's going on with this? So if we go to here. Okay. So it must have been the one that was already in the gun. But either way, let's use the file to top that off to 90% from 65 right now. And slap that in as well. There we go. Now, of course, we're all patched up, but we want to raise the condition of the gun because we don't want it to get the parts dirty really quickly. We want to hopefully give it a little bit of long life. One more thing to add. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let me take one of these. Not going to worry too much about multiple things now, but there we go. So we have a completely functional gun. Yeah, from 20 or 17% condition to 100% condition. Very cool. And I'll have to give this a use later. But okay, so the last thing we need to worry about, and we can probably do it from right here, I think, is just fixing my armor. And I mentioned in my last video that if you know how to fix a gun, you'll know how to fix your armor. And that's because right here, It's the exact same thing. So we're gonna have to get one of these. And there goes all my money. Yep, pretty cool. So we're just gonna look for the damaged components and we're gonna replace them like that. And then with this stuff, it's even more easy because as long as you have the appropriate repair kit, once again, there's light, medium, and heavy, depending on the tier of your armor. And you can just patch it off, top it off as soon as you get it above 50% with the replaced parts. And bam, take it off to 100. Take it up to 100. That's how you get rid of the cracks on your screen too. So, okay, guys, that's about it. Really can't think of anything else to include. I hope that helped clear up exactly how to fix weapons for you guys. And let me know if there's any more things that are not very well explained in this game that you guys would like a more thorough tutorial on. Peace.